The Pixel 6a did not deserve the hate that it got on the internet. It's a really good Android phone. Dare I say it's one of the best budget Android phones here in Canada and the States, unless nothing decided to release Nothing Phone 1 here. But in this video, let's talk Pixel 6a. I love the design of this phone. It's good to see Google using the Pixel 6 design in its A series as well. I personally love this white color, and it does a decent job at hiding fingerprints. Now, even though the back is plastic, it does really feel like glass. But I don't really care about the build quality of this phone because people are going to use a case anyways. But what I do care about is the display. And that is actually one of the big reasons why this phone got so much hate on the internet. People were like, oh, how could this phone use 60Hz in 2022? The 60Hz on this phone feels even worse than 60Hz on other phones. And truth be told, these are the people who might not have used this phone once, let alone use other 60Hz or 120Hz phones. Now, in all fairness, 60Hz in a budget phone in 2022, especially on Android, does feel weird. But Google could not use 90Hz on this phone because of one big reason, which is the existence of Pixel 6. If Google used a 90Hz display on this phone, the Pixel 6 would almost feel useless and people wouldn't buy that phone anymore. Hence, Google decided to use a 60Hz panel on this phone. Maybe next year we'll get it in the Pixel 7a, but for now we have to stay content with the 60Hz panel on this phone. Now, going from the 120Hz iPhone 13 Pro display to this phone did really feel stuttery at start, but once my eyes got calibrated to the 60Hz panel, it wasn't that bad. Truth be told, most people outside tech enthusiasts don't care about the high refresh rate. Other than the 60Hz, the display is decently bright for sunny Canadian days. The bezels did bother me a little, but I do not care about that either. Another thing I do care about... What is the sound?
Subscribe, subscribe, subscribe.
That's weird. Well, another thing I do care about is the battery life. Google has fitted this phone with a decent sized battery that still charges at a petty rate of 18 watts. I mean, come on Google, you could have done better. Nonetheless, this phone has lasted me all day with medium usage. Intensive tasks will kill this phone in under a day, but that's usually the case with most phones as well. Oh, and the convenience of wireless charging is not here, but like the 60Hz display, that did not bother me as well. Now, coming from an iPhone, using Android 12 has been a delightful experience. I won't go into details about the software, but I like where Google is going with the overall aesthetics of the Pixel OS. Yes, this is Pixel OS, I won't call it stock Android anymore. Now, the promise of 3 years of software updates is really good, but it does feel pale in comparison to the 4 years other Android manufacturers are making. But only time will tell how that promise holds up. Another thing that time will tell if it holds up or not is the performance. For now, Google Tensor does a good job of making this phone feel snappier. It's fast in opening apps and gaming performance, and I didn't notice any issues at all. The real test will be 3 to 4 years down the line. New Android phones are always super fast and responsive, but when they get 3 to 4 years old, only then do we notice a big drop in performance. Speaking of 3 to 4 years, let's talk about the cameras on this phone, because Google is using the same 12 megapixel sensor that it did in the Pixel 2 XL with slight tweaks. And that's actually not a bad thing, because with this sensor, you get what one needs the most in a camera: confidence to take a great shot no matter what. Now, I love the look of a Pixel camera, and the 6a is no exception. The phone takes some amazing shots. Now, I'm no expert in photography, so I won't go into too much details about the shot, but I will say for an average user, this phone easily does the best job. Now, I'll leave you with some shots and feel free to comment down below what you think of the camera. Overall, it's a really good budget phone. Like I said earlier, it's one of the best budget phones here in Canada and the States. In Canada, this phone costs around $579 plus taxes, which is a good price for this phone. Well, that's it for this video guys. Let me know what you think about the Pixel 6a and I will see you guys in the next one.